So in the end, I would only like to say that let's get started with our money, right? By the end of the session, you must have discussed already 7 most important points about your cash flow and managing your money together. We would advise that before you move to the next session of taxation, ensure that all the things that you've learned in this session is in place. You know about your bank accounts, your cash flow, you've taken a call, what kind of a couple you are, at least for the purpose of this course, and how you're going to go about managing your money. Only then move to the next session, because then you will enjoy the learnings from the next session. So let's quickly revise what were the main learnings from this session. The first thing that we learned is that you need to talk about money with each other and communicate better about your income, savings, and your entire cash flows. So one of the first things that we learned is you identified yourself as one of the 4 couples that we spoke about, and you've also identified as to between the two of you who will take the lead in managing savings and investments and who will be managing their expenses. The second thing that you must know about is how much you save as a couple. Where you have more financial responsibilities, you're saving less, and where you have less, you're saving more. But you should try to save at least 30% of your take-home income, and always remember that you save first. The concept of paying yourself first. Then we also discussed that to ensure that you're saving first and then spending, you have 3 bank accounts. One is identified as your salary account, the second one as your investment bank account, and the third one as your expenses account. Now ensure that in all your accounts you are adding each other as your anyone or survivor joint holders, so that in case of any kind of emergency or whenever required, you can access the money in these accounts. Then we introduced the most important concept about budgeting in a couple, that is we money and me money. You set a budget aside for your expenses together, and you also set aside some money for your discretionary spends, that is me money. Do go through the tool and set your numbers for the budget. After that, we also discussed that how would you manage your cash flows between the bank accounts, how much you're going to transfer to your joint expense account, how much you're going to save in your investment bank accounts. So we've discussed different kind of couples and how the money would flow for them. Well, there are 2 ways in which you transfer money to your joint expense account. You can contribute equally where you're earning equally, or you can contribute in proportion to your income. Where there is a huge disparity of income between the two of you, then you can also see that if one of you could take care of the expenses and the other one would save and invest, that will also ensure that you're saving more money as a couple from a taxation point of view. Then we discussed about managing your money as a couple. Do you marry your money? Do you follow a hybrid approach, or do you keep your money separate? And lastly, discussed about some legal things like getting your marriage certificate or changing your surname and ensuring that it is changed across all your legal documents. So this session was a very long session where we introduced a lot of concepts. Now we shall move to the next session where we shall talk about taxation. So basically in the next session, a lot of the questions that you may have, that why did we say do not transfer money into each other's bank account? Why did we say in the case of Tamasha couple that one person should take care of all the expenses and the other person saves? It's the reason for everything is taxation, which we shall discuss in the next session.